Basta kay Sir Rojan, ibang klase. Let's go! Okay, welcome ulit sa ating klase. Ang pag-uusapan naman natin ngayon ay tungkol sa activity-based costing. So, pangatlong video na natin to tungkol sa activity-based management at papaano nga ba kinocompute ang product cost gamit ang activity-based costing. Okay, sige, start tayo. Okay, so ang topic natin ulit ngayon ay tungkol sa activity-based costing. Activity-based costing. Yan. So, ano ba itong activity-based costing? Ang activity-based costing or ABC, isa siyang cost accounting system, isa siyang cost accounting system na focuses sa activities ng organization. Tapos, yung cost ay kinokolekta niya base sa mga underlying natures and extent ng mga activities na yon. So, ibig sabihin, bawat activities na ginagawa ng organization, may mga costs silang na-incur at ang ABC, kinokolekta niya itong mga cost na to depende sa activity na ginagawa ng organization. So, once again, ABC is a cost accounting system that focuses on organizations activities and collect costs of those activities. So, traditionally kasi, regardless of how many activities ang gagawin, ilalagay siya sa isang overhead costs. So, hindi siya hinihiwa-hiwalay, no? So, kaya naman dito sa ABC din, nakakakita tayo dito ng multiple predetermined overhead rate. So, multiple predetermined overhead rate. So marami kayong kukumpitin dyan na overhead rate kasi nga hinihiwa-hiwalay ng ABC yung mga cost based on the activities. At yung cost na yun, kukumpitan mo siya ng overhead rate. Okay? So gamit yung mga iba't ibang cost drivers. So kukumpitin natin yung predetermined overhead rate ng bawat activity based dun sa kanilang cost driver. And then itong ABC, nakafocus din siya sa pag-attach or assign ng cost na na-compute natin dun sa mga products base sa kanilang nagamit na activity. So, meron tayo kasi tinatawag dito na two-way allocation eh. So, two-step allocation. Pag-uusapan din natin yan. So, dito ma-encounter natin yung ibig sabihin ng two-step allocation. So, again, ABC ay nakafocus din siya sa pag-attach ng cost sa mga products base sa activities na na-conduct nila nung sila ay pinoproduce or nung sila ay pine-perform. So, meron tayong tatlong components or fundamental components sa activity-based costing. So, ito yung mga components. So we have three components ng activity-based costing. Una, nire-recognize natin na yung cost incurred, yun nga, at a different organization level. So we recognize that costs are incurred at different levels. So ito yung una nating napag-usapan tungkol sa mga iba't ibang levels of costs based dun sa organizational levels dun sa ating cost driver analysis. So balikan ninyo ulit yun pag medyo na-skip niyo yung video na yun. So yun muna bago ito para at least maintindihan natin itong ABC. The second component or fundamental component ng activity-based costing is nag-accumulate tayo ng cost sa kanilang cost pool. So we also have what we call the cost pool. So we accumulate costs under activity-based costing. We accumulate costs into related cost pools. So every cost, mayroon siyang cost pool. So doon natin siya inilalagay, ina-accumulate. And then using multiple cost drivers, using multiple cost drivers, para makapag-assign tayo or i-assign na natin yung cost, assign costs to products and services. So, basically, ang concept ng activity-based costing, merong iba't ibang levels of costs. At yung iba't ibang levels of costs, iniipon natin yung bawat cost sa kanyang cost pool. Mamaya, mas ma-encounter natin mas ma-explain natin na maayos yung cost pool na yan. Tapos, meron tayong iba't ibang or maraming cost driver na gagamitin para i-assign natin yung cost sa products and services. So that's basically how ABC works. Now, na-mention natin kanina na meron tayong tinatawag na two-step allocation. Ano ba tong two-step allocation na to? Paliwanag natin ha. Pag meron tayong overhead, nire-record natin siya sa general ledger. So, yung overhead, nilalagay natin yan sa the general ledger. Parang ganyan. Yan, di ba? Tapos, meron siyang kanya-kanyang sub-ledger. Depende sa overhead na yan. Kapag na-record na natin yung costs na yan, ang ABC system, ina-accumulate natin siya, ililipat natin tong na-record natin na overhead sa mga activity center cost pool. So, ito na nga yung cost pool. Yan. Pag sinabi nating activity center cost pool, when we say activity center, isa siyang part ng production process kung saan gusto ng management i-separate yung pagre-report ng costs. So again, activity center is part of production process for which management wants a separate reporting of costs. A separate reporting of costs. So, again, yung una nating allocation, dito na papasok yun. Unang step ng allocation. Pag nagre-record tayo ng overhead, actual overheads, we debit overhead and then we credit the account related to the transaction. For example, pag meron tayong depreciation ng machinery na ginagamit sa production, debit overhead, credit, accumulated depreciation. So iniipon natin siya sa overhead. However, the management wants to see yung iba't ibang cost na na-incur natin. That's why after recording the overhead, i-allocate natin siya or ita-transfer natin siya yung mga cost na naipon sa overhead sa kanya-kanyang activity center cost pool. So para makita natin kung magkano nagagastos natin sa iba't ibang klaseng activities. Okay? So yun. Yun yung activity center. Part siya ng process kung saan ilalagay natin yung cost ng isang activity. Okay? Kasi gusto ng management na magkaroon ng separate reporting. So pagkatapos natin i-accumulate, i-allocate natin yung cost, di ba? Ngayon naman, after i-allocate yung cost sa kanyang mga activity center, i-assign na natin yung cost na yon sa mga products and services. Yun na yung pangalawang step of allocation. So para siyang ganito. Bigyan natin ng example. Magbabago ka ng slide ah. So, sige, wait lang. Yan. So, initially, ang overhead costs, nilalagay natin siya sa kanyang overhead account, no? So, costs initially recorded. So, meron kang mga overhead cost na nako-consume. So, overhead consumed. Pwedeng by department yan. Tapos may isang general ledger account ng overhead. Tapos, itong mga overhead na na-consume mo, di ba cost yan? Unang step ng allocation na sinasabi natin kanina is i-assign natin tong mga overhead cost sa kanyang mga cost pool. For example, yung overhead cost is related to setup. So, i-allocate mo, tatanggalin mo yung setup, yung cost ng setup, i-allocate mo siya using the number of setups. So, ito yung mga cost drivers natin, mga cost drivers. So, mga cost drivers, ginagamit siya sa pag-assign ng cost sa mga cost pools. Okay? So, halimbawa, yung number of setups. Okay? Tapos, basically, yung overhead, i-breakdown mo lang siya into different costs. Kasi nga, ang gusto ng management is magkaroon ng report ng separability ng costs. Pero overhead silang lahat. So, yung mga overhead cost, pagsasama-samahin mo yung magkakatulad, so gagawa ka ng cost pool niya, tapos ia-assign mo siya sa kanyang cost pool. So, ang tawag naman natin doon, activity center. Activity center cost pools, di ba? Yung sabi natin kanina. Activity center cost pools. So, ngayon, gagawa ka ng parang isang, ano niya, account or cost pool setup costs. Yan. So, dito mo naman ilalagay yung mga overhead costs related sa setup. Halimbawa, hindi lang yan yung overhead mo. Meron ka ring mga related sa electricity, yung related sa machine, no? So, hihiwalayin mo ulit yun mula doon sa overhead account, tatanggalin mo yung electricity or yung power na ginamit doon sa machine, overhead yun. So, i-assign mo siya using cost driver niya. Halimbawa, ang cost driver nun is number of machine hours. Number of machine hours. Yan. Tapos, ilalagay mo siya dun sa another account na machine, let's say machine power costs. Yan. And then, halimbawa, meron pang iba pang overhead cost na naandyan sa overhead account. Let's say may mga property taxes ng building o kaya naman mga related sa warehouse. So, pwede mong i-assign siya gamit yung square footage. Halimbawa is yung gamit yung square footage as cost driver ng occupied space or ng building or kung ano man yung occupied ng overhead cost na yun. Tapos, lalagay mo siya dun sa kanyang cost pool, let's say warehouse costs. So, anong napansin natin? Lahat yan, itong overhead natin, pare-pares lang yan, no? Hinati-hati lang natin siya into different overhead costs using different cost drivers. Kasi ang gusto natin, kukumpitan natin siya ng kanya-kanyang activity rates. Para hindi pare-parehas yung activity rate na gagamitin natin pag mag-a-assign na tayo ng overhead cost sa mga products and services. So, ito yung unang step of allocation. So, first step, yan, ito yun, of allocation. First is you allocate the overhead to its corresponding cost pool. Tapos, the next one is you're going to compute for activity rates. Yan. So, kukumpitan mo to ng kanyang-kanyang activity rates. Okay, may kanya-kanya silang activity rates, no? Activity rates. So, halimbawa, si setup cost, magkano ang setup cost per setup? Magkano ang power cost per machine hour? Magkano ang cost ng warehouse per square footage? So, kanya-kanya silang mga predetermined overhead rates. Doon sa traditional costing natin, we compute predetermined overhead rate once or single para sa lahat ng uri ng overhead. So, I hope by this time medyo nagkakaroon kayo ng idea, no? Ang objective kasi ng activity-based costing is to properly assign the overhead costs using the corresponding cost pools and assigning it based on the activity rates na compute. Okay? So, ganun pa rin naman ang formula ng activity rates natin. Yung, yung overhead divided by the driver o yung basis or yung base na yan. Kung halimbawa ang budgeted setup cost na na-compute mo dyan, let's say 1 million, tapos ang budgeted number of setups is let's say 1 million din, edi piso ang isang setup. Okay? So, pag i-allocate mo siya sa product, ilang setup ang nagamit? Let's say sa 100 yung setup cost niya. So ganun yung activity-based costing. Now after computing for the activity rates, yung second step of allocation is i-assign mo na yung cost dun sa cost objects. So activity driver na tayo dito. Ilan yung nagamit nung mismong product and services pagdating do sa activity, yung actual. Okay? So, halimbawa, based dun sa activity rates na na-compute mo, tapos meron siyang number of setup, number of setup ng mismong product. So dito ay mula dun sa cost pool, papunta na siya dun sa cost object, which is yung product and services. Okay? So dito kasi yung una, from overhead to cost pool. Ito naman, from cost pool to cost object. Which is ang cost object mo is yung product. So mismong product na to. Yan. So dito na papasok yung iba't ibang products mo. Let's say products A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, and C yan. Titingnan mo na ngayon kung ilan yung actual setup na nagamit ng product A, then multiply mo dun sa activity rate na na-compute mo, kada activity. Okay? And then, ganun din naman dun, yun namang machine hours na nagamit, number of machine hours na ginamit ni products, and then, finally, yun namang square footage na inoccupy. Square footage na inoccupy ng mga products. So, ito na yung second step of allocation. Fortunately, no, may ilang mga problems tayo sa cost accounting related sa activity-based costing na yung second allocation na yung gagawin mo. Kasi binigay na nila yung activity rates na compute na, given na sa ilang problems, tapos all you have to do is multiply it by the number of activity na kinonsume nung cost object. Okay? So again, ang activity rates, ang steps natin, kumbaga yung steps sa activity-based costing, first step is to allocate the overhead to its corresponding cost pool, then compute for the activity rates. Okay? Yun yung first step pa nga is i-identify mo pa nga kung ano yung activity. Sa actual kasi mahirap yun. Medyo mahal kasi ang activity-based costing kasi medyo kailangan mo ng iba't ibang functional members mo from different departments. So, ang una talagang step ng activity-based costing is identify the activities related to overhead. Pag na-identify mo na yon, i-allocate mo na yung mga overheads dun sa mga activity. Okay? Kumbaga, hahati-hati mo yung overhead dito sa mga iba't ibang activity na to, centers, activity centers. Then, pag nakuha mo na yung mga total nitong bawat activity, di-divide mo sila doon sa budgeted activity ng corresponding center na yon. Halimbawa, yung setup cost, sabi ko nga kanina, 1 million yung budgeted. Tapos, ang budgeted setup is also 1 million. So, yung setup cost per unit mo, per unit, per unit is yung budgeted setup cost mo divided by yung budgeted activity or setups, let's say 1 million din. Ibig sabihin, one setup is equal to 1 peso. Let's say ang na-consume ni product A ay nakapag 1,000 ang kanyang setup na ginawa, 1,000 setups. So, ang overhead na i-allocate sa kanya sa product A is 1,000 pagdating dun sa setup costs. Yan. Kay product A. Yan. Kasi di ba sa traditional costing, usually kung ano yung direct labor hours, machine hours na ginamit, kahit anong klaseng overhead pa yan, yun ang gagamiting basis of allocation. So, minsan nagkakaroon ng inaccuracy or hindi tama yung overhead na na-allocate sa mga products and services. Kasi nga, isa lang yung ginamit na activity driver. Okay? So, ganun yung two-step allocation ng activity-based costing. Okay? And then, yan. Bigay tayo ng illustration. Sige, bagong slide ulit ako. Ayan, so meron tayong nireading illustration dito. And then ikukumpara natin yung traditional costing system tsaka yung activity-based costing system para makita natin yung difference nila, no? So unahin muna natin yung traditional allocation under ng traditional costing system. So factory maintenance department, yun yung ano natin, department, factory maintenance. The conventional system assigns this department's human resource cost to products using direct labor hours. So mapapansin natin, itong maintenance department, meron siyang sariling overhead costs. Tapos, i-allocate daw niya yung overhead cost niya sa mga products gamit ang direct labor hours. Okay? The department had 9 employees and incurred 540,000 or 60,000 per employee of human resource costs in 2024. For 2024, expected direct labor hours had been 300,000, and in 2024, 30,000 units of Z4395 were produced using 5,000 direct labor hours. So ito yung ating product, no? Yan yung product natin. So, ang traditional costing system, regardless of the composition nitong 540, we will allocate this using direct labor hours, sabi dyan. So therefore, ang ating overhead cost is rate, no? Overhead rate, 540,000 divided by 300,000. That's equivalent to 8 pesos. Hindi 8. 8. 1.8. Ayan, 1.8. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang isang unit, kapag nagpo-produce tayo, we incur 1.8 pesos per direct labor hour. So, for every 1 hour na nako-consume natin in producing the product, we incur 1.8 pesos per direct labor hour. Then, kung i-allocate na natin yan, so ito basically yung rate na kinumpit natin. Kung i-allocate na natin yan, ang total overhead cost na na-incur ni product Z4395 is 1.8 times 5,000 direct labor hours. Kasi direct labor hour yung pinumpit mo, direct labor hour din dapat yung gamitin mong pang-multiply. So 1.8 times 5,000, that's equivalent to 9,000 pesos. So ito yung overhead cost na ia-apply mo doon sa product Z4395. Okay? So 9 pesos ha. 9,000 ha. Iko-compare naman natin yan dun sa ating activity-based costing. Okay? So again ha, regardless ng composition ng 540,000 overhead costs, it doesn't matter kapag traditional costing system kasi we're only going to use single allocation base, which is in this case, sinabi nga ng direct labor hours. So, nangyari, yung overhead cost mo divided by direct labor hours. Kasi yun yung ating basis of allocation daw. So, 540 divide 300,000 is 1.8 pesos per direct labor hour. Eh, yung total na nagamit ni product Z4395 is 5,000 hours. Huwag niyong gagamitin yung units kasi siya ay hindi siya yung basis of allocation. Direct labor hours ang ginamit. So, ang multiply mo, direct labor hours din. So, yung total overhead cost na allocated sa kanya is 9,000. Now, if you want to determine the cost per unit, kasi ito, overhead cost per direct labor hour, overhead cost per direct labor hour. Kung gusto mong malaman yung overhead cost per unit, edi divide mo to by 30,000 kasi yun yung na-produce eh. So, ito na ngayon yung 9,000 divide 30,000. Meron kang 0.3 overhead cost per unit. Hindi siya direct labor hour. So, ito yung direct labor hour. Okay? So, next, i-compare naman natin siya gamit yung ABC. Yan, dami na dagdag. So, again, same details or same given information. Ang overhead cost daw ni maintenance department is 540,000. Direct labor hours is 300,000. So, hindi natin ito gagamitin kung hindi siya ang gagamitin for allocation base sa activity-based costing. 30,000 units ang na-produce, 5,000 direct labor hours. Now, ito yung nadagdag na information. Nung in-examine daw yung 540,000, this one, naalaman na 340 is for regular maintenance, 100,000 for preventive maintenance, and 100,000 for repairs. Now, yun yung first step of allocation. So, yung ating 540,000 na overhead, ito yung overhead account natin. Nung in-examine siya, tatlo pala yan. 340,000 para kay preventive regular maintenance, 100,000 kay preventive maintenance, then another 100,000 for repairs. Tapos, kukumpitan mo na ito yung first step, di ba? Yung first step of allocation. Yung kasunod natin gagawin, compute for activity rates. Yan. Ito yung cost pool. Yan yung cost pool niya. Preventive maintenance, regular maintenance, preventive maintenance, and then repairs. Then yung activity rates, kukumpitin mo by dividing the budgeted activities of each cost pool. So, basahin pa natin. For allocation purposes, regular maintenance is based on machine hours. Preventive maintenance is based on number of setups. Repairs is based on number of machine starts. Now, sabi dito, si regular maintenance is ang kanyang allocation base daw is machine hours. So, divided by machine hours to. Divide machine hours. Ito naman, preventive maintenance is based on number of setups. So, setups. Ito naman, yung repairs is based on machine starts. Now, alam na natin kung ano yung allocation basis natin. Compute na natin yung activity rates. So, meron tayong 340,000 divided by 500,000. Yun yung budgeted activities ng machine hours. So, 340 divide 500, you have 0.68 per machine hour. And then 100,000 divided by 5,000 setups. 5,000. So 100,000 divide 5,000. 20 pesos per setup. And then yung repairs is meron daw 100,000 machine starts. So 100,000 din yung repairs, di ba? Divide 100,000. So therefore, 1 peso per machine start. Yan. So ito ngayon yung activity rates. Ito yung activity rates natin. Now, igagawin na natin yung second step of allocation, which is i-allocate na natin yung mga cost pool natin papunta sa mga cost objects or yung products natin by multiplying it to the actual activity consumed by the product. In this case, product Z4395 used total of 30,000 machine hours, so times 30,000 machine hours, 30 setups times 30 setups, and 40 machine starts times 40 machine starts. Ito ngayon yung i-apply mo overhead papunta kay product C4395. So 0.68 times 3,000, that is 20,400. You have 30 times 20, 600. And you have 4 times 40, 40. Yan. So ang total overhead niya is 20,400 plus 600 plus 40, you have 21,040. Ito ngayon yung overhead cost na i-apply mo kay product Z4395. Yan. Kung ikukumpara natin ngayon, yung overhead cost na nagamit ni product Z4395 under activity-based costing, malaki siya kumpara dito sa traditional. 9,000 lang daw ang nagamit or ang na-consume na overhead. So imagine, kung si traditional, 9,000 lang yung overhead niya, actual yung overhead applied, tapos si ABC is 21,040. Imagine if you're going to parang put a price after getting all the costs. Understated ang cost mo. Therefore, understated yung selling price mo. So makaka-apekto siya sa bottom line. So mahalaga kasing malaman natin yung accuracy ng cost dahil meron siyang effect sa ating magiging profit kasi chances are understated yung selling price na ginawa mo. Kasi nga mali pa lang compute mo ng overhead. Okay? So kung kukumpitin natin kung magkano ngayon yung overhead cost per unit, divide mo sa total produced, in this case, meron kang 30,000. Yan, 30,000. So 21,040 divide 30,000, you have 0.70. Okay, so 0.3 dito. Oh, ang mura ulit. Dito 0.7. So malaki yung difference, no? Especially kung yung overhead mo maraming klaseng activity ang ginawa. So, kanya-kanyang activity centers yan at kanya-kanyang compute ng activity rates. Eh kung sobrang dami mong activities pero isa lang ang ginagamit mong allocation base kagaya ng traditional costing, magkakamali talaga yan or magiging inaccurate talaga yan. Dahil nga merong ilang activity na hindi applicable dun sa allocation base na ginamit mo. Hindi katulad sa ABC, kinoconsider mo lahat ng activities tapos may kanya-kanya silang rates na gagamitin. Okay? Tapos may kanya-kanya silang activities na nako-consume, kagaya nitong second step of allocation. So ito yung gusto nating ipakita, no? Na before we understand ABC, it's very important that we recognize that there are different levels of costs and these cost levels have different activity or cost pools and then kukumputa natin siya ng rates para yun ang gagamitin natin pang-allocate sa products and services natin. So hanggang dito na lang muna yung discussion natin ng ABC, yung concepts. And then next video, magsasagot tayo ng ilang problems related sa activity-based costing. So, yun lang. And good luck sa inyong pag-aaral. No? Ingat kayo palagi. Bye-bye!